One moment, please. Just having some technical difficulties.
Grab his dick and twist it!
Might help.
Don't forget to leave a 5-star review on iTunes for my friends at the Amish Inquisition.
You're wrong, and you're a grotesquely ugly freak.
5, 4, 3, 2. Grab his dick and twist it!
Oh, you can send invites out. Hello, welcome. It's Amish Inquisition time yet again. Episode 114 on Sunday, the 12th of January. Praise Ball Zibub.
Ballsy
Balzabub.
Praise Pol Pod.
Balzabub.
Ballsy
Yes. Lord of the Flies.
Oh, Piggy.
Yeah, that's the book. That's what Beelzebub means. Ball is
Gandalf.
Ball is the Lord, and Zabub is flies. Horse fly.
What's flies?
It's
Nasty
mockery.
bag.
They were mocking him.
Who,
You
Piggy?
fucking Lord of the Flies. Stinky man.
Pig.
Devil.
Oh, right, okay.
And then he used his glasses to light a fire, and all was saved.
Didn't he die?
Oh, okay, shit.
Did he not roast him like a pig?
I think I buried that bit in the back of my head, my mind.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, how are we doing?
All right.
Good, yeah.
Another hectic week.
Really?
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
Non-stop fucking around.
Right.
Just,
Explain.
things from my mum. So moving stuff around at my mum's house in preparation for plasterer to come round.
Why's she getting plastering?
Oh, damp. She has issues with damp.
I'm not saying it.
No. She's a lovely lady.
Right.
So
How long's your mum had a damp problem?
Many years.
Is it downstairs? You're saying your mum's got a problem with damp downstairs?
No.
Moving on. So, what is it, damp course? Are they knocking off a metre of plaster and redoing it?
Yeah. Yes.
So you've been moving furniture around,
Yeah.
putting dust sheets down,
Well, yeah.
like a good customer would do.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
What else have you been doing?
That was it, really. But I've been backwards and forwards doing it. And then she broke the Hoover, so I had to fix that. Backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards.
What was wrong with the Hoover?
She was just trying to, crowbar a new dust bag into it without sort of doing it properly.
You're not supposed to use a crowbar.
No.
No.
It's probably far too strong a method.
She was just getting angry, I think. I just happened to ring her and she said that she'd been trying for half an hour. I said, right, I'll come round.
Can I get a Henry and just put like a carrier bag in it? Is that how that goes?
You don't even put a bag in it.
Do you know?
No, default.
No, yeah, so it's...
My 50 quid Titan Hoover from Screwfeet said never had a bag in it.
Nice.
No.
You know?
It was disgusting, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Did a mediocre job for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So I did an upgrade, got the Festool.
Mm.
I used to have a really crappy, I think it's from Aldi, Middle Aisle, like a dust buster for the car, battery powered. Or you could plug it into a 12-volt socket if you wanted a boost. And it was just like, I mean, you could probably like suck stuff up yourself much better than this awful thing. It had no power whatsoever.
Yeah, battery Hoovers.
Shit.
I suppose the Dyson handheld ones are pretty good now.
Yeah. I like my Dyson.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty swish. But you're having to spend a lot of money to get a decent one. I got my key to 18-volt one for work. That takes the 18-volt batteries and not worth a wank.
That reminds me, I got your drill working the other day.
Which drill?
The drill you gave me, the big fucking massive one.
It weren't broke.
Oh, you said the batteries needed changing.
No, I said they haven't been used for years.
Oh, right, well, it's fine, yeah.
Good.
Good.
Did it not? Did the batteries not die quick
I didn't use it for very long. I took some tiles off the bathroom.
with the chisel action?
Yeah. It was
Chisel action.
It's not a bad drill, that.
good. Yeah, thanks very much.
Thing is, with the like NICAD tradesman type drill batteries, if they're not used and charged regularly, I think they go a bit fucked.
Mm. There's a way to resurrect them, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
You sacrifice a lamb.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it doesn't have to be that big.
Praise Jabbalon.
Yeah, just there's plenty of praising, but only a small amount of sacrificing
Right. Okay.
for a small battery.
You just bite them in the middle, don't you?
The lamb.
Not the battery.
Stick your
luck.
tongue clear.
Good luck getting your mouth around it.
It's pretty big.
You never bitten a battery in the middle.
You mean the
Yeah.
AAs? No, I've never done that. It's probably
It works.
I've stamped on him.
Because you
Get a bit
want
of
them
juice
to
out.
explode.
I don't want them to explode in my mouth.
Yeah, exactly. But you can exert an exact amount of pressure with your
No,
jaws.
I couldn't be trusted.
Mm.
My jaws are far too powerful for such things.
Can you not, are you saying that you can't sort of handle a hot spring load in your mouth? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Liar!
Freak me
Liar!
out.
Everything's under control. Situation normal.
Oh God! I started my favourite job of the year this week.
Favourite job of the
yesterday.
year. Tax return.
12 months of profit and
Oh
loss
shit!
accounting.
When is it?
It's on the 31st of January. It's got to be in and
Every
paid.
time, every year.
18 days. Is that? Yeah.
Yeah. I did 7 months worth yesterday.
How many hours did that take you?
On and off, 4 maybe.
4 hours?
I had an hour's break and I played. Have you ever played Headbands?
No. What's that?
It's a board game,
Mm.
right? I was playing it with my 4-year-old, and you get a headband,
And you put a card in it.
and you pick up a card, like a playing card, and each card has like an object, animal, vegetable, or
Fucking-
mineral.
You're bullshitting me. Shit. My wife and daughter were playing that this afternoon as well. The same fucking game.
Right. Well, it's quite a popular game. And it wasn't the same
So it's
day.
not as weird.
So
Not as weird
And
as-
it's not a
as all
game
that.
that he's just made up. It's a game that he's bought.
I think we'll not put that on the synchronicity pile
No,
just yet. If it was the
Calm down.
I'm freaking out.
if you were playing yesterday at 2:00, then that would be
Oh, was it yesterday?
a synchronicity.
Phew.
So it's quite entertaining, especially with an idiot, because 4-year-olds are idiots.
It's the Rizzler game, isn't it? Essentially.
Rizzler.
You know,
Oh yeah.
Other rolling papers are available.
So I had my card,
Mm.
and I went. Is it an animal? Yeah. Has it got 4 legs? Yeah. 4 legs. Is it a farmyard animal? Yep. It's black and white. Cow? Nope. Sheep? Nope. It's a zebra, silly. Great. How many times have you been to a zebra farm, son?
Well, there was that one time.
So yeah,
What is
I was
zebra
doing
farm?
that yesterday.
Mm.
And I busted my New Year's resolution,
What was that?
not working Saturdays. So I got a bloody text at 9:00 yesterday morning.
Saying what?
Oh, my lights are tripping out and it's setting my burglar alarm off.
Yeah.
So I had to go and do that.
Double time.
What do you do? Just disconnect the burglar alarm?
I did actually.
Yeah.
I did actually because it had a fault on it
And then
anyway.
leave.
It was showing fault lights.
Problem solved.
So Ventaxia, not Ventaxia. Oh, it's gone now.
The air
Yeah.
thingy, isn't it?
Yeah,
it-
Texaco.
Not a chub.
Texacom.
That's the garage.
Texacom.
Never heard of it.
Texacom Veritas. Texacom Veritas 8 zone.
Nice. 8 zone.
8 zone. Yeah, it's a
How
big
big was
house.
house? Big house.
Big, yeah. Huge.
Did it have 8
A
zone?
renter as well.
A renter.
Yeah.
Oh
One
shit.
of several. Yeah.
Sex worker.
So what have you done this weekend, Ben? Apart from masturbating.
Yeah, bit of that. Painted bathroom bits again. Played a load of Destiny.
You
last
painted
night.
your bathroom bits.
Yeah.
Is this a treat for the wife?
Yeah, it
What
is. Yeah,
colour did you paint your cock?
navy blue,
Right.
and then a lot of it's pink as well.
Naturally.
No, I painted it. It's kind of like a natural pine.
Are you still talking about your cock and balls? Or your bathroom?
Frank and beans. Your bathroom bits. I can't make it any clearer.
You painted your bathroom pink and blue.
Yeah, there's some yellow in there as well. No, I'm saying the wrong colours. There's more of there's a lot of hue going on within the blue, yellow, and pink spectrum. But it's one of them. To me, it looks like blue, yellow, and pink. That sounds daft, but it works really well.
You know,
Come and have a shit in our house and appreciate the colours.
Don't talk about shitting.
Oh.
I actually Googled like bowel cancer symptoms yesterday.
Why?
Because my rhythm's just gone. My rhythm's gone. And I've had bad wind for a couple of days.
What have you been
Nervous.
eating?
Well, I'm still eating.
Shit.
I was going to say just shit. I'm still eating shit left over from Christmas. I've still done another box of mince pies yet.
Give me a rundown of your diet day to day at the moment.
Well, I didn't eat any dinner Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I fasted till tea time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a normal tea. And then I would snack at night on the Christmas leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
The mince pies and fudge and stuff.
Okay.
And then I had a butty Thursday and I had a breakfast tray Friday.
Right.
And standard. Nothing unusual.
Mm.
I think I'm back to normal now.
Okay.
So I'm not going to the doctor just yet. Just curious, really. But because I'm so regular, it's weird when if it you know.
But the thing is if your diet changes, then so your movements are going to change, aren't
Right.
they? And your level of activity and things like that.
Maybe it's going back to work and the culture shock.
Yes.
Having 2 weeks of
Stress.
sat on the couch
Yeah.
Mm.
and then having to get off my arse and do a bit.
Are you pooing more or less?
Oh.
More.
Yeah.
Stress poos.
I'm not stressed.
Are you painting the bowl? Is it still is it a
No,
nice
it's fine.
bolus?
It's fine. The bolus is fine. It's fine. We should get off the. We talked enough about bolus last week.
Yeah, to be honest, it was bolus heavy.
Mm. Heavy.
One of the biggest stories of the week:
Weak.
Harry and Meghan.
They're gone.
What?
Well, I'm just not interested. It's
You
fine.
don't care?
Not really, no. Let them get on with it. This is probably the reason they're going. All the
Yeah.
fucking-
Podcasters.
yeah, every newspaper is like, Queen outraged.
They're having a summit tomorrow, aren't they?
Mm.
A meeting.
Great. I
Not
think I've
bothered.
got a meeting tomorrow.
Thursday they're being summoned to the Queen, aren't they?
Tomorrow.
Thursday.
Tomorrow morning.
Thursday.
Oh, we'll find out
Sandringham.
because it'll be all over the news.
I think the issue some people have is
On
that
Thursday.
you can't expect to quit public life and still suckle it to the state,
Oh, Phil.
teat of the state. What?
That coaster is over the edge of the table.
It's close.
You mad bastard.
It's not my laptop.
All right.
It's okay. It's on a book. It's an inch off
You
the
seem
table.
closer to me than normal.
Really? Do you want me to
I
shuffle
think
away?
is it because of the cake? The
Mm.
cake tub.
Look at him. He's got all this room here.
I know.
He's cluttering up.
Yeah, but I've got a piece of cake for you both.
Oh no!
Oh,
no!
no.
No! No! Cancel!
Ben's moved the laptop and they managed to
Shut down.
shut the laptop down
No.
somehow.
Oh, have we gone off?
I don't know.
Oh, don't panic. Don't panic. Oh, no.
It doesn't matter.
Well, they know some weird shit's going on anyway.
Oh,
Why?
are we still there?
Because I said some weird shit's going on. The camera is shit tonight. Oh, look, all that's still there.
It's still working. Hello, Steve and Andrew. We were having a stream emergency. Why does it stick so much?
Where's what stick?
We're not moving,
I
are we?
don't know. It's been relatively fine.
It's
Blaming your internet.
settings issues.
Right. Why did it turn off when I tried to move it last time?
I think you must have pressed the power button.
Cool.
Have
All
you,
right.
Have
Good.
Have you heard the latest episode of Family Guy?
No.
I've got a clip for you. It's good.
Peter, we have got to prove Lois is innocent. That's right. And the best way to crack any high-profile crime case is to do a podcast before you have all the facts.
Okay.
And the key to any podcast is poor sound quality and tons of commercials.
All right, we've got Lois calling in from prison. She's only got 3 minutes.
Thanks for looking at my case, guys.
You bet, Lois. My first question is, do you get a good night's sleep?
No, because I'm in prison and my cellmate is bipolar.
Well, if you get a Casper mattress now, you have 100 days to decide if it's the right mattress for you.
Peter, I don't have time for this.
I don't have time for underwear that bunches up. That's why I wear MeUndies. Perfect underwear for hanging yourself in your jail cell.
Can we talk about the case? I have 30 seconds before they haul me off to the freaking cafeteria.
Sounds like you could use Blue Apron. Have you ever wanted to receive a vegetable in the mail? Then you need Blue Apron. I'm like obsessed with the stir fry. Brian here likes the Moroccan beef.
I have no opinion on the Moroccan beef, Peter.
Brian, this is not art. This is commerce.
Peter, before I go, I need a new lawyer. This one made a sexual pass at me.
Oh, boy, everyone knows hiring is a nightmare. At least it was before ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter. We vastly overestimate how many podcast listeners are in a position to hire someone.
Oh, God.
I think the only one they missed was Squarespace.
Squarespace, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
You don't really listen to podcasts, do you, Matt?
No.
It's the same handful of companies who advertise on all of them, yeah.
Right.
Weird.
It is weird. It's a racket.
Maybe it's that demographic.
People who sleep and eat.
Yeah.
How many podcast listeners are hiring people?
I don't know.
I know.
It's more than 5, I would say.
Did we not finish? Were we not going to talk about Harry and Meghan?
You can do, yeah.
Is that it then? You said you cut off halfway through when Ben switched the laptop off. Said something online. The problem is with public life is when you
Walking away from public life
yeah
I'm walking away.
and remaining on the teat of the state.
suckling
to
of the
fund
teeth.
you.
Ah, yes, the teat. The state teat.
Isn't that why they said in their statement that they were working to become financially independent?
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. I think they have to.
And that's why when you look at their accounts, they claim, don't they, as discounting security, it's 5% of their funding comes from the sovereign grant, and 95% comes from the Duchy of Cornwall, which is considered to be private income.
Right, okay.
Basically, it's from Prince Charles.
I wonder what the cost of the security detail is annually.
For the entire royal family, it's 100
No, I
million.
mean, just for
Yeah, I
them
know,
two.
but it's 100 million pounds for the whole royal family.
Well, Prince Andrew doesn't need any now, does he? So can he not just have his?
Depends if he goes to jail, doesn't he?
He just needs to find out where Giz Lane is and buy a house there.
She's, yeah.
Is she actually still disappeared?
She's a spook. She's a spook. She's never going to testify or give evidence or anything.
What if she's been?
Diplomatic immunity.
What if she's been offed as well?
No, she's on the inside, I think.
What, jail?
No, she's working for someone, I
Mossad.
think.
Was her dad with
Mossad.
Mossad? It was the conspiracy, wasn't it? That her dad was Mossad. Wasn't
Robert Maxwell.
it? Yeah,
Yeah, there is a theory
he
about
had
that.
been recruited,
Or MI6.
similarly to Lord Mountbatten.
Double
we,
agent.
we won't talk about that true fact. So you don't think then? So you think they shouldn't be walking away?
Yeah, I think they should. I think
should.
if they want to, they should. Well,
Right.
they shouldn't get any state funding.
But the other thing as well,
They
whenever,
shouldn't trade off your name then.
what I was they tried to, didn't they? They tried to patent are these Sussex, Duke of Sussex, Duchess of Sussex?
Sussex Royal, wasn't it?
That's what they tried to patent, and I think it's been rejected. I might be wrong. The patent,
Sussex Regal.
something
Buy
like
that website quick.
I know, .com, .co.uk,
There you
.org.
go. All of them.
Yeah.
Probably already a lap dancing club called that.
Yeah. Or a
what-
fag
what
company.
was it?
Yeah.
Do you remember when we went on a night out in Newcastle
Yeah.
not so long ago?
Was that your stag do?
No, it was just a random
Oh, is
thing.
it the football?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we went into a nightclub and there was a woman there giving away free cigarettes.
There was 2.
Ah, there
Do you,
was.
do you remember that?
Yeah.
Why doesn't that happen anymore?
They were wearing
They're not loud.
like Tiller girl outfits.
Yeah.
And they had a thing strapped around the neck, and it holded.
Hold it.
held a box about 2 foot by 4 inch, whatever, 3 inch, whatever width length of a.
I remember
pack
it. I remember it being more deeper than that.
Yeah, it was deep.
Was she
about
selling
that
or
wide.
giving away?
Just
giving them away.
Giving them away.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do that.
It was about 10 years ago, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Well, it was when PNE and Newcastle were in the same division, wasn't it, in the championship? So it probably is 10.
1880s.
So I wonder if they were they from the tobacco company or was it from the nightclub?
I can't remember what brand they were.
Regal, I think.
The Regal.
I think they were blue. No, were they salt cut?
Don't know.
No colours anymore.
Anyway, going back to Harry and Meghan.
Yeah.
So, you think that they should? So you're in agreement with them. If they want to do it, they can do it, but they need to give up their. So where would you sit then on them financing the security?
I think they should do it.
Right. Okay.
Or maybe split it down the middle.
50-50.
What's the danger? Why do they have this security detail
Just get kidnapped.
and ransom
And
to?
ransom to the
The state.
state, yeah.
Yeah. So I would say it's partly our responsibility and partly theirs. Because if they were ransomed, it would be to the royals and it would come out of the public purse then.
Yeah. He's quite a wealthy young man, though.
Right?
Apparently.
Didn't know they paid that much in army.
Well, no, it's through inheritance. So from Diana, allegedly, he's had £13 million inheritance
Well, there's a lot
when she
of,
died.
Yeah, there's a lot of connected businesses there, though, isn't there?
Yeah. And then he's also had quite a few million from the Queen Mother.
Inheritance.
So the estimate combined, they're worth 18 million.
Do you reckon he paid inheritance tax on that, or did it go through a shell company? Switzerland.
Shell company. What was it
Just went
called?
through Shell.
What's the fucking thing called? The bank. The Royal Bank.
Yeah, like
Croft. Crink.
Coots.
Coots, that's it then.
Yeah.
So it just went through Coots, didn't it, in the Seychelles or whatever.
He's got all that money, but that won't last forever.
Nothing lasts forever.
Well, if
No.
you invest it wisely.
The other thing as well, he wants to go off and do
magic beans.
his own charity kinds of things, doesn't he? Apparently, or they.
Which is admirable,
In
my opinion.
But make some money. But that's the other thing, is that they shouldn't be. They've said apparently. I don't know if this is a thing, or it's kind of an etiquette thing. They shouldn't be making money from their royal status. Apparently.
Yeah, that's why I think. Yeah, you shouldn't trade on the name.
What was the rule around when Fergie did a similar thing?
Well, it wasn't Fergie. It was that was it Edward and somebody else. They got fake
TV
shaked,
production
didn't they? Yeah,
company, wasn't
they
it?
got
Yeah,
fake
yeah.
shaked, and they were sort of. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but they got done for that trading on the royalness, basically, and it got shut down. Well, that and they were bad at it.
Harry's not in line to the throne or anything, so he's not.
Sixth.
Second.
Sixth.
Sixth.
Thick.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
Charles.
Charles,
Charles
William,
and
and
Eddie.
then his children, then William's children.
Yeah.
He got 3 now.
George, Charlotte, and no, I think 2.
Kevin.
Kevin, Keith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame. Do you think she was given a rough time in the media, and that might be driving her want to get away?
Yeah.
Their want to get away.
I don't really. What's it? Not absorb.
Use your words.
Absorb.
Yeah. Much of the media to have an opinion on that.
All right. Okay.
I know. I know some papers. Did they get in trouble for possibly racist? Or like they didn't like her because she's mixed race, isn't she? Is her mum black and her dad white or something?
I think so.
Or the other way around? I don't know. So I did hear that it should be given a hard time about that, which is, I don't know how they get away with that in the newspaper. Maybe it was blown out of proportion. I don't know. You can see, from his point of view, I mean, fucking hell, when your mother's been killed, being hounded by the press, I mean, that'd be enough motivation for me.
Yeah.
Now he's got the kid.
Yeah.
Your life changes when you have children.
Yeah.
You become...
No blowjobs.
So I remember I used to work with a lad who was like... He used to go snowboarding until he had kids. And then he wouldn't go snowboarding after that. He said, you've got responsibilities.
Michael Schumacher.
You're required. Is he still alive?
Yeah.
They've kept very hush-hush about Schumacher, haven't they?
Yeah, because
privacy.
he's gravely ill.
Oh, dear.
I think.
That's the privacy that the royals crave. Not that I'm suggesting that's a good method.
But the thing is you're born into that. You don't choose it. However, I'm just going to put this out there.
Should it be a protected character trait?
No.
Being royal.
I'm not sure that somebody with his A-level results would have got to captain a Apache helicopter or pilot an Apache helicopter.
Why did he not do well at college?
I don't think so. If he even went.
No, he'd gone to uni, Sandringham, right?
Are you suggesting there could be some nepotism regarding the royal family?
No.
In the armed forces.
Yeah.
I know.
Some preferential treatment. How ridiculous.
And the same for William. Would he have, I know it's quite an admiral's thing. He still does it, doesn't he? I think, or has he given up now doing the search and rescue?
I don't know.
Again, would he have managed to? You never know, do you? He might have, been a wicked born to be a helicopter pilot.
Don't they acquire the rank with the title?
Yeah, I think so.
It's like the Duke of Edinburgh. I think is the head of the armed forces.
Fuck off.
Is that right? No, I think it is. No, I think it's the Duke of Edinburgh is the highest.
All right.
I don't know.
Yeah, but is it not like a ceremonial?
Yeah.
So
it's not the commander in chief.
He rides into battle on a white charger
and a chubby
sword.
unicorn.
A chubby unicorn, yeah.
Just gonna Google it.
Don't mind me.
Well, while you're Googling that, I've got some pedo news.
Oh, no.
God.
Last month, the notorious paedophile Sidney Cook was blasted into space to spend the rest of his life aboard a one-man prison vessel, posing no further threat to children on Earth. But it was revealed that an 8-year-old boy was also placed on board by mistake and is now trapped alone in space with the monster. A spokesman said, "This is the one thing we didn't want to happen."
I love Brass Eye.
It's all on More 4.
Chris Morris is amazing.
That was the one that got them shut down, wasn't it?
It got them shut down.
That episode.
Pedo-geddon.
It was yeah, seen as too far. Too far, Chris. Too far.
It's the British Isles now, the pedophiles.
Who did they got? They got Lineker on that one.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. It was
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins nonsense.
Did Phil Collins do that one as well? Because
Yeah.
he did the cake one as well, didn't he? The totally made up drug.
Rolf Harris is on the cake one.
Is
Yeah, it's pretty awkward now.
Yeah, he used to use cake.
Oh. Bernard Manning. He was on the cake one as well. I think he's dead now, probably.
He is dead, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, and there's some stuff in there I don't think they would get away with now, even though you can watch it on TV.
But the whole point of it though was just pointing out the what's the word I'm looking for? My mind's gone blank.
Extremism of the news media.
Extremism, but also the you say one thing and do another.
Hypocrisy.
Yeah, I suppose. Like with the one that's always pointed out is the sort of like this like extreme about paedophiles and all the rest of it, but then had a countdown to Jordan turning 18 or somebody at page 3 turning 18 so she could get her tits out on page 3.
Oh dear.
No. He's got a fucking quill.
He's got a quill. That's impressive. Isn't
I'm
that
just crossing out Harry and Meghan.
Oh, we dealt with that in a 5-minute segment.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty. Who cares? Most people don't care, do they? That's what I don't understand about the news media. All this fucking fuss and hoopla. Who really cares about the Royals these
They put
days?
so much effort into those headlines and shit.
It's part of the state, though, isn't it?
But it's ceremonial, really, isn't it?
It is ceremonial, but she's the. At the end of it, they are the head of state.
Head of the Commonwealth. I'm going to get it.
Jesus Christ.
That's the one. I knew it was one of them ones.
Head of Jesus Christ.
Do you hear about the rapists in Manchester?
No.
This
only saw the
guy
headline.
that's raped hundreds of people, apparently.
Filmed them all. So, men, he's a young, he's like 20-something. He's where's he from? Indonesia. Very small and slight.
Don't know.
And he's been going out and picking up drunk people outside Fifth Ave and places that I used to go to a lot in Manchester. Fifth Ave.
Well, it's quite near to Canal Street, that isn't it?
Yeah, and picking them up, saying, you wasted your last phone or whatever. You can come and use my phone and stay here, crash here if you want, no problem. And then he's been giving him a date rape drug, GHB, I think. And then he passed out, and he's just gone to town and filmed it.
Fuck me.
And he's filmed like 150 offences.
When did this start?
I think there's more, don't
2015, I think.
Is that every weekend?
Yeah.
Doing it every weekend?
Yeah.
How many cases? 150?
48 he's been tried for. There's 150 on the phone, but they've been going around knocking on doors of people saying, "You've been bummed here." Pretty
Didn't
much.
these people not know?
Didn't have a clue. No.
Fucking hell!
I know. Bad, isn't it?
Shit.
Britain's most prolific sex offender.
Known.
Exactly. Gnome.
That's shocking.
It is.
He got a life sentence, didn't he?
He did.
30 years.
30, yeah.
How was he administering? This isn't. This is for a warning. How is he administering the day rate drug?
Drinks. So they're saying, "I'll come back, have a drink of water or whatever. Have another beer."
Because they always used to say when you go to clubs or whatever, never put your drink down. Or I remember he used to putting my thumb on me, keeping my thumb on the top of my beer bottle.
He was doing it
because I'm so attractive. Don't want to wake up in that Indonesian man's flat, do you?
No.
Fuck.
No way.
But he was taking him home and drugging him there.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Like a good Samaritan sort of setup.
Didn't he get life?
30 years.
Oh, so 15.
No, it's
30 years
minimum. 30
before
years.
parole.
Right. Because oftentimes the sentence you get, you halve it, don't they let you out in half?
They do.
But he's going to do 30.
Depends, doesn't it? Yeah, if you have good behaviour and all the rest of it, and the psychologists say you're all right, and all the rest of it, and the warden, governor, it goes to parole board, doesn't it? And then you go out on licence and all the rest of it. It's going to be quite stringent.
You wonder, how did they catch him?
The last guy the last victim woke up during the attack.
Fuck!
Did he fucking leather him?
Babs beat him to a pulp, and the victim phoned the police, panicking, saying, "I think I've
I'm gonna
killed
kill.
someone.
I'm gonna
I
get
think
killed."
I've killed someone." He thought he'd killed this guy, so he was worried he was going to get arrested. Police and paramedics and that came round and found his phone, because this guy nicked his phone and beat the shit out of him. Took his phone because I think he didn't have his phone or whatever. So he run the police off his phone, and then there was all these videos.
Yeah.
The only reason they caught him is because the rapist didn't have a screen lock on his mobile.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because
Well, no,
people have a code, don't they?
No, he would have been filming him, wouldn't he?
Oh shit! And
Camera
that'd
would have
why,
been live.
That'd been why he took the phone. Yeah. Fuck.
Shit, me. That's crazy.
Good job he didn't shut it down. Would have kept him talking, wouldn't they? The 999 person.
Shut what down, eh?
The phone, because then he would
Yeah.
never been able to open it again.
Fucking hell.
It's mad, isn't it?
And if it's an iPhone, they wouldn't fucking open it for you, would they, Apple?
They won't put a back door in, will they?
No.
Well, I'm with them on that. I'm with them on that.
You support rapists, Phil?
No, I support Apple not letting
law enforcement
have backdoor access to your smart device.
Ooh.
It's not CIA, it's the other one. NSA. Or GCHQ over here. These investigative journalists who go deep into like terrorist cells and do interviews and shit like that.
Donald McIntyre.
Yeah, exactly.
I stood next to him at a gangster's funeral. That's a story for another time.
What?
People like Donald McIntyre, if you have an iPhone, when you go to meet your mark, they won't talk to you because you can't remove the battery. You have to have like an Android phone so you can open it up and show them there's no battery in it before they'll talk to you.
Okay.
That's how they killed Khamenei. Is it Khamenei? The Iranian?
The frog. Khashoggi.
No, the
guy,
Iranian general this week.
Oh,
week.
right. Suleiman. No, that's the Ayatollah.
That's
isn't
Ayatollah
it?
Khamenei. Whatever he's called. They traced his mobile phone. That's how the drone got him.
Whoa.
That's how they use. That's how they target drones. It's off mobile phone signals.
Oh, fuck.
Geolocation.
That's mad.
Surely they must have known his number then.
How come on like police TV shows they can only triangulate and say, oh, he's in like an area
because between the
one
mobile
square
towers,
mile area between the mobile towers, yeah.
Because he would have been tracked when he from his meeting. He would have known.
Yeah. All right.
Probably because apparently our intelligence services are better at having people on the ground.
They would tell you that, man.
And the US are better at like satellites and shit.
They've got the money to spend on infrastructure,
and
we've got the skill.
X-37B super stealth spy plane drone thing.
We have the
solar powered.
The power of beards.
Uber thing. You know, there's that
stealth
X plane. Yeah, it's solar powered and it can fly in low orbit for like years.
It's broken the record several times, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And they won't disclose what the payload is, will they?
No.
We don't know what the payload is.
No.
Is it 1 megaton?
Megatron.
Yeah. Scary.
What do you think is in the X-plane?
What is in the X-plane?
Kittens.
A selection of middle aisle goodies from Lidl.
From Lidl.
Oh,
Lidl. God.
There's more tools.
I told you it was weird.
Oh, shit screwdrivers.
Chinesium.
I've seen a couple of my mates recently who work in building trade, and a couple of them now are carrying Aldi's version of Bosch power tools.
Wow.
I think it's called Ferex or something. It looks just like Bosch.
Right.
They say there's nothing wrong with it. It does the job. Like.
I got a Works
with an X.
Yeah. Drill. And I'm a light DIYer. And I burnt the motor out in it in about a day.
Really?
Yeah, it was shit. And then I got another.
You drilling like a marble worktop. trying to cut zinc out for
no
granite worktop with the works with the works jigsaw. But the fuck is shit this? Burn the motor out.
No, all I was using it for was screwing shit in.
It's amazing that we have. If you want granite worktops, right, the guys have to come round, measure it up. It's got to be cut in a factory with the shit hot machinery. Can't do it with it once it's in.
Nope.
It's that granite is that hard. But the fucking Egyptians could cut them pretty easy, couldn't they?
Here we go. Yawn.
Supporting beams at King's Chamber. There's like fucking 60 granite beams about 60 feet long. You think, how the fuck? Well, they weren't using Works power tools.
Maybe wire.
Wire?
Cheese wire. wet wire.
Wire and time.
Lots of time.
Didn't have a lot of time. They reckon they did it in 20 years.
Bollocks.
That's what they reckon.
20 years.
Yep. Well, the theory is it's a tomb for the pharaoh. It's got to be done within his lifetime.
Well, not necessarily. They might have.
That's what the experts say.
Well, it's nonsense. They don't know anything.
Go on Wikipedia. They'll say that the big pyramid at Giza, Khufu's pyramid, was done in 20 years.
aliens did it.
No.
If aliens did do it, it'd take them a lot less than 20
Are you
years.
saying the scientists are wrong?
Yes.
Do you not trust the experts?
No.
All right.
Do you not listen to Michael Gove?
That's what I'm suggesting. You did.
People are sick of listening to experts. Sexperts. Is what Michael Gove said, or something along those lines.
So they just want to listen to, like...
I know where he's got it from.
Mm.
I know where he's got it from because this week I've been doing a bit of research on a fellow called Dominic Cummings.
Mr. Peter Bone. Dominic Cummings.
Yeah, he's a bit... Have you read that, his blog?
No.
About bringing down the government?
No.
Not bringing down the government, but changing the civil service, basically.
Yeah. I watched a 1.5 hour presentation he did for some sort of body. And the main theme of that was how basket case the civil Whitehall is.
Yeah, I think it's the bee in his bonnet, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a complete fucking nightmare to get anything done. It's completely unaccountable. Every job is sacred. People move every 2 years, so if you spot something that's fucked up, good luck find, he doesn't. I don't do that job. I've only been here 6 months.
Yeah.
It's getting responsibility. There's no accountability.
But the other side of that is they always say, don't they, that Whitehall provides continuity. So, like, when a government changes, all the civil servants there know, well, this is how it's actually done.
There's no problem. Have continuity with capable people then.
Mm-hmm. They're quite capable people, I think.
Well, he's saying it's systematic, you see. That there are systematic problems with it.
Yeah. I don't like some of the things he says.
What's he said that you don't like?
I don't like his face.
Yeah, he does look a bit odd. But have you seen him without a hat on?
No, never. He's got no head.
Completely bald.
He's got the tufts at the sides. He's got.
This
is 5 years ago. This video.
I seen him, and he had a completely shaved head.
Yeah.
It scared me. I can't remember. I was reading the thing. Something came to my mind before. Now it's gone.
Because of what I've read in the press, I was expecting to see some sort of kind of Machiavellian tyrant in the making.
They never seem like that.
Ballsy bub.
They never seem like that.
But I watched that, which was an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched the full select committee evidence that he gave. It was 2.5 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the whole lot.
What was he giving evidence for?
Because he was the leader of the Leave campaign.
The Brexit
investigation
or whatever.
Yeah. And the guy's fucking super smart.
Yeah, he's very clever.
Yeah. And he seems to approach things from a scientific point of view.
Mm.
I just didn't...
The problem is I think it's a bit naive to expect something as big as a government in a country to be run easily.
No, I don't think it is easy. He doesn't say it's easy.
I know.
He's suggesting ways of improving things, that's all.
Yeah, but you're always going to have a level of resistance to change.
Yeah.
And especially in a massive thing like the civil service.
Well,
and especially Whitehall.
As part of the problem. There's resistance to change.
Maybe it's jumps on the opportunity to change with all the... I mean, there's big changes going on in the government and policies now with the B word and all that.
After watching nearly 4 hours of him talking...
Christ, where do you get the time?
Well, I don't watch telly.
All right. Okay.
How many box sets have you watched this week?
I haven't watched any.
No,
I've started watching Kevin and Stacey again.
Again?
Yeah.
You watched it the first time?
I did, yeah.
So watching it again?
Yeah, it's quite funny.
Fuck.
Do you remember when Dan was here? He was talking about online dating.
Yeah, Dan was good, wasn't he?
No, he said he was chatting to someone through a dating app, and they said, and the lady said, "Can you wait for the Gavin and Stacey Christmas special or something?" And he said that was it. That was the end of it.
God.
So,
so you couldn't get a date with Dan.
Oh man,
dangerous Dan. What were we talking about? Oh, we've got a message. That's a long message. That's War and Peace.
Yeah, it's just asking us to consider something to do with plastics in vegetables and whether being vegan/vegetarian be dangerous.
Just read it out.
Okay, landfill are giving farmers free silage.
Sludge.
The wastage from the field. I thought silage was like wet hay. Farmers are spreading this across their crops, and veg fruit are now tested to have plastic particles within them. Could being a vegan/vegetarian be dangerous? I'm going to say only as dangerous as anyone who eats any vegetables.
Well, the other thing as well with like plastics, have you not read the research in the plastic escaping into bottled water?
Yeah, I think that's been debunked.
Leachables.
But they do find it. They do find sort of microscopic threads of plastic in it, but it's not been proven to be harmful.
Yeah.
Pass through. So
Yeah.
I guess any animals that eat these plasticky contaminated vegetables also then have the plastic within them.
It depends on the size of it, doesn't it? That's the thing. So if it's microscopic again, they probably just shit it out.
That's what I was thinking. They don't just poop it out.
Just poop it out.
But it's what leach. It's not the plastic itself that's causing problems. It's any toxins that leach from it that are then taken up.
Exactly, because anything that goes through your system isn't actually in your body.
Yes,
to be absorbed
sweet
on
corn.
the way in.
Mushrooms.
Do they come straight out?
You are if you're one of our friends and you're sick.
Why are the landfill giving farmers free silage?
Because
they
I
get rid of it.
I bet they have to bury it. They have to, because it goes to landfill, or if it's not waste, biofuel. I was talking to a guy, and he worked for United Utilities,
right?
And his job was from what I could gather, his job
was he the shit stirrer?
It's not even that funny. Was basically, I think, when I was getting it, I can't remember if it was the strained fucking sewage, and he got the straining. So like the tampon, not the like the sanitary towels, all the things you shouldn't flush down the bog. Or it was at the end of the process when it was like this sludge that had been treated with all the bacteria and all the rest of it, and it was like the very last of it that was going to go off. And his job, as far as I could tell, was literally it comes down this chute into a skip.
Yeah.
And he rakes over the shit to make sure it was level in the fucking skip. He was a shit raker. As far as I could tell.
How big a skip was it? Like a 5 yard, 10 yard?
Have you never been behind those massive United Utility, like the ones at the tip?
Yeah.
The
big skips.
That's how big they are.
But
and it goes on the back of a lorry.
Rolly things on a crane that they have at the tip.
Yeah, the tip that we go to, it just has a fucking JCB pushing it down.
That's it. Does it have like a rolly
with a bucket?
Rolly thing with spikes on?
No.
All right,
that's fucking Blackburn for you. Yeah, Blackburn with all the money.
I worked for a company that used to do work for United Utilities. And I remember one job I got was, have you heard of storm tanks?
No.
They're like, it's like size of 2 football pitches and maybe 10, 15 feet deep. And I think it's where the surge water goes if there's a storm. Like it's like an overflow. So it's usually empty. And we had there was pumps dotted from one side all the way to the center of a circle.
Right.
And they were wide in armoured cables, and they were attached above the level of what the water would be on the cable tray. And we had to change this tray because it had rotted. And it was the cables were just caked in dried out earbuds, condoms, or everything that goes down the toilet that's not supposed to. And you had to like clip your cable ties and then pull it off, and a lot of fucking shit have flied into the air. His skin's crawling. Oh, fuck me. It was fucking the rankest job I've ever done.
Did you did that?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Me and Lloydie. And that's so I did nearly all of it because he was fucked. He had a gammy leg. I'm sure he didn't wash his hands before he had his dinner. He's just like an animal.
It's just good. It's good rotten feces at that point, though, isn't it?
Terrible job. It's like the Fatberg in London.
Well, that happening. I had a Fatberg in my drain.
Really?
Yeah.
What can... Now, I get told off for putting, if you fry sausages, putting the fat down the drain. She
you're
tells
not
me
supposed
off.
to. So
You're gonna put it in the bin.
Yes. So it's animal
So
fat.
they can sell it to the farmers.
Yeah.
Spread on the fields.
It combines with powdered detergent. So dishwashers.
And it emulsifies.
Yeah, and it turns into like a cake, a rotting, stinking cake. It looks exactly the same as washing powder or the same as your dishwasher tablet, but it would basically have filled up my drain.
It was in the drain, not in the waste pipe.
No, it's in the drain, yeah. So where it cooled down, basically, and congealed. So I had to fucking break it up. My own fatberg.
There's one in London, and they have to just keep sending teams down to just keep chipping away at this fucking thing. They can't get rid of it.
No,
it's that big.
Yeah.
The Channel Tunnel drill.
Yeah. Kill the fatberg.
Do you remember the they put one in the Tate, didn't they? Or an art gallery somewhere. A chunk of it.
Did they gaffer tape a banana to it?
Hey, that's art. Hey.
Was there not something about it as well that they tested the bacteria on it or something? I can't remember because things started hatching in it and stuff.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Get away from her, you bitch! Yeah. Disgusting.
Gross.
Plastic.
What
So
else
maybe
is
we need to do more research into vegetable plastics.
Yeah, definitely. That's one for next week, I think. Oh, look, it's hot off the press. It's top secret info.
Is this from your husband's dad?
Is it from 4chan? Is it from QAnon?
QAnon.
Wag. Oh, go on.
I thought I was the boss from Zelda.
Never played it.
Never played it.
Okay.
No, we're Nintendo. We're PlayStation guys.
Yeah.
I was a Sega guy.
He's never a pussy.
Played Zelda on the Game Boy.
Speaking of video games, where have I put my phone?
Video games.
Video games.
Eavesdropper submission from Aaron.
Aaron?
Aaron. Q Aaron. The Royal Mail. The Royal Mail are releasing retro video game themed stamps.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And you can buy like a nice collector's framed thing.
Is there space for it?
No.
No.
Shall I tell you what video games that were on it?
Yes.
Worms. There's 8. Worms.
Worms 2.
Lemmings. Elite.
Lemmings.
Oh, Elite.
Elite, which was a space trading game.
Yeah.
Space training.
Dizzy.
Trading. Oh, Dizzy. Fucking hell.
Dizzy was on it on the Spectrum. You
Yeah. Do I? Yes.
I think Populous as well.
Populous, yeah. God game.
But I didn't get into that. My brother used to play it.
That was like a God game. It's
Civilization.
A bit like, Civilization or Command and Conquer with less weaponry, more weather.
The only one I played like that was Age of Empires.
Age of Empires.
Remember that? But you
You ever
started
play
off as like the Hittites.
Syndicate
Stone
Wars
Age.
was my favourite sort of top-down
No.
game. That's some
Command and
mental
Conquer.
weapons.
Red Alert.
Command and Conquer,
Yeah. Red Alert.
SimCity.
Warcraft, the originals, was similar to Command and Conquer.
Is that the one with Ozzy Osbourne?
In a
Is it?
fantasy. Oh, I don't know.
Did he do the advert for it?
Is he?
Do you
Oh, yeah, I
remember?
think
Do you remember?
he did.
Command and Conquer. There was cutscenes with videos of famous actors. Was it not?
Hey, did you mention Wing Commander then?
No,
Is it
but-
Mark Hamill?
but
was
yeah.
in one
Mark
of them?
Hamill
No,
was
but
in
yes,
Wing
I loved it.
Commander, yeah.
Armada I had. Wing Commander
Right.
Armada.
Did it come in like 6 CDs?
Yeah, probably, yeah. And you were the Terrans.
Terran.
And you were facing the Kilrathi or the Dothraki or something.
Did you play on your
There were
284?
cats. There was a whole lore. You got a book, and it was like reading a small book of lore before you played the game.
You must read the law before you commence the
You
game.
read the fucking lore, yeah. They were like these. The Kilrathi were like cat based. They were like giant cats in spaceships.
Is that not on Red Dwarf?
Ow! I'm gonna get you, little fishy.
Did you never read the
Douglas Adams?
the Red Dwarf books?
Rob-
Explain where
Rob
a cat
Naylor,
came
isn't it?
from.
Yeah, the
Doug
The
Naylor
cat
wrote-
civilization from
they
Thingy's
did it in the
cat.
TV show.
Did
They
they?
did,
Yeah,
yeah,
did they
yeah.
show it? Right. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It was evolution
From Rimmer's, not Rimmer's,
Lister
Lister's
Lister's
cat.
cat.
Wasn't
What was
it?
his cat called?
cat.
Was it called Cat when it? No. Because was it called Cat?
It's called
when
the
he was a cat?
Riviera Kid.
Oh, yeah.
Got the poster. It's just reminded me.
Oh.
Dangerous Dan McGrew, Brett Riverbolt, Knife Man, wasn't he?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah,
that
Brett Riverbolt. Lister was the Knife Man. Dangerous Dan McGrew's special ability was hand-to-hand combat.
Frankenstein is the name of the cat.
How does it get better than
Frankenstein?
The progenitrix.
So, you know,
the Felis sapiens species. Sorry, Matt.
in the mid-90s, BBC One, 8:30, you'd watch British Empire.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And then you'd switch over to BBC Two, and it'd either be Bottom at 9, followed by Red Dwarf at 9:30.
Yep.
Yeah.
Switch over to Channel 4 for 10:30.
Eurotrash.
Eurotrash.
Hello, my English chums. It's me, Jean-Paul. And Antoine. How you doing, Antoine, today?
And then, you know,
Brilliant.
and then he'd always be disappointed when it was an episode with no tits. And
No one needs that.
This week we take a trip to Brussels to EU headquarters. Fucking hell. Switch on.
Yawn. You're going to be no tits there.
Yeah, the British Empire. I want to go and rewatch that now because I think it'll still be funny.
No, I think I've gone back to
Could be
quite a lot.
dated.
Not quite a lot, but a few things from the 90s and they're awful.
Do you remember the the caretaker?
Oh, in the British Empire. I thought you meant the TV series, The Caretaker.
No, in the British Empire. Colin.
Colin, yeah.
The hard done by caretaker.
remember.
Was he from the northeast? Maybe
Was
he had a
Geordie?
different
Yeah.
accent. I think from the
I
rest.
think
of
he
them.
was a
Did he?
Geordie.
Yeah, I seem to remember having a schoolboy crush on his deputy,
Yes. I think, was she not Samantha something or other?
Janus.
No.
No,
Maybe. I don't know.
no, I don't know. You'd
I
have to
remember it being
Google that.
attractive because that was the whole point of it, wasn't it? Whether he was going to be able to, despite his...
A bit like Sarah Green in Going Live.
Yeah. Despite him being horrible, he only had one series.
No.
No.
Six.
7?
Series.
Fucking hell.
Ended in 97. Oh, no,
Wow.
wait. Yeah, ended in 97.
Shit.
That's amazing. Look at all those different amounts of episodes. 6, 7, 6, 8, 9, 7,
Didn't-
9.
Didn't what's his first name? British. Raymond? No.
Gordon.
Gordon British.
obviously.
Didn't he die at the
Yes,
end?
he did. Didn't the legend not burn down?
It exploded or something, didn't he?
Yeah.
He died at the end.
Yeah. Right, so Pippa Haywood must be the attractive person.
And let me get to this.
Just click on Pippa Haywood for fuck's sake.
Right hand bar. Near the
Portrayed
top.
by Pippa Haywood. Pippa Haywood. Here.
It's, for someone who works on computers,
Oh, Ben. Oh, God. Scroll up.
really are terrible.
No pictures.
Terrible at using a computer.
She won a 2005 Rose
Green
Door.
Wing, yeah.
Right.
She's
Now
on
go
Green
now
Wing.
go to Google and put in Pippa Haywood.
Image search.
Yeah.
Deep fake.
Bikini. Pippa Haywood bikini.
No.
She's 58, so she must have been mid-30s in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is. No, it's the other one, right?
No, you've got the wrong one. That was the Batty one. She was a Batty. Was she the Batty receptionist?
Don't know.
Pippa Haywood. I recognise her.
Julie.
Oh, she had the baby in the drawer.
That was it. Yeah.
Here we go. Look,
Me.
who's
Is
attractive?
it Harriet Thorpe?
No, Julia St. John.
Hair.
Is it?
Yeah.
She looks a
Not this one.
bit. Yeah, Andre Bernard.
Oh, maybe it was.
Hollyoaks. Ex-Hollyoaks, you say.
Right. Image search that bitch.
Which one?
Just put it on images now. At the top, images. There you go. Yeah, it would have been hair.
Yeah.
Probably.
Pass. Not sure. You should do it British Empire.
Oh, look, this is with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
This one.
See, look here. Look here.
Click on this. This one.
Oh, look, there's the caretaker.
Yeah,
Dirty.
Colin.
He's dirty, isn't
Of
he?
course he is. He's from the northeast.
Oh, look here, look. He's with all the women. Right, you're so bad at clicking, Ben. Just click on everything except what I want you to.
I'm gonna have to get the.
Oh, now he's typing something else in.
I'm gonna have to get the next user submission
Oh.
at this rate.
Right.
Here we go. Look. Here we are. Main cast.
Cast photo. Fuck me.
Come on, click
It's
on
not
it.
done.
Click on it.
Is this one with the slight cleavage?
No.
I think it's hair.
No.
Is that Eddie Izzard?
He's never been anything since. I kind of recognise hair.
Yeah, she was
And
in
hair.
Green Wing.
And hair.
Yeah.
Was she not in Four Weddings and a Funeral? It's the Batty one.
I don't know.
I've not watched that for 30 years.
Well, it's 25 years old. So.
I don't remember these two guys.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well, there you go. Pretty Senpai.
I bet you there's a lot of comedy in the British Empire that you wouldn't be able to say anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I bet.
On what grounds?
Just like taking the piss out of
Just
people
'cause
too
it's
much.
funny.
Yeah. Look, that was we've maintained some viewers, be like hitting
I know,
some
imagine
serious
one that
threads of
thought that.
conversation.
Thanks for enduring, listeners,
Uh,
eavesdroppers.
have you heard about Samira Ahmed?
Is this
week?
the one BBC Tribunal?
Oh yeah, the
It's fair
the money.
pay thing. The sex discrimination pay thing.
Gender pay gap.
Yeah, pay gap.
Yeah.
What? Give us the rundown.
So Jeremy Vine was the person who was like, "Go on, you do it. It's your piece. It's your segment."
It's
Fucking Love Island.
It's Samira Ahmed who went to a tribunal with the BBC over equal pay.
Mm.
She hosts a problem. She's a
Yeah.
problem. She hosts a program, and it's on the BBC News channel. It gets 100,000 viewers, and she earns X. And her argument is that Jeremy Vine, who does Points of View, has 8 times the audience and gets 5 times more money than her.
But that's not the only thing that Jeremy Vine does, though, is it?
Yep. No.
He does radio. He has his own Radio 2
Eggheads.
show. Yeah, Eggheads.
Maybe he gets. Let's assume that he gets paid that just for that job.
I don't
He
think
hasn't
that's the case.
Okay.
Is he on
Well,
Crime Watch?
well, she's won.
I know, yeah. No, yeah.
That's the way it is.
Mm.
Like your pulling power.
Negligible.
Your pulling power regarding an audience has to be taken into account. So Jeremy Vine's got like, I don't know, 100,000 Twitter followers or 1 million Twitter. He's got 10 times as many Twitter followers. The other thing that occurred to me is her program was like a news. It was like a newsreader. So all you do is read in the teleprompter.
I used to be up dead early. It's on at like 6 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, and then maybe like 8 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday.
Jeremy Vine is a household name. I didn't really know who Samira Ahmed was
She does
until
the
this
news
court
as
case.
well, doesn't she? I think. Does she know?
Don't know. Jon Snow does.
Do you know what occurred to me? What? All right then. Say, what if BBC wanted to get Holly Willoughby to take her job? How much would they have to pay her?
Loads.
Yeah, and she would get it. That's the what
She'd
she
get it, wouldn't
demands. She'd get it, and that's what her profile demands. And the fact that she is probably the #1 female presenter in the UK.
In the world?
I wouldn't know about the world, but in the UK, would you not say?
Oh, I don't know. There's probably a place for
Claudia
Fiona
Winkleman.
Bruce.
Fiona Bruce.
Look at Phil's face. Like he's had a very tart wine. Can't handle the fine wines, can you, Phil? Like Fiona.
I wish they hadn't give question time to her.
You don't like? I've not watched it with her on.
They should have give it to the other woman from the Today programme.
I don't know.
The blonde woman with glasses.
Sarah, no.
She does Newsnight sometimes. Can't remember her name, but she would have been better at it. She's just a bit too nice, I think.
Kirsty Walk?
No, she still does Newsnight.
Yeah.
Kirsty Walk, but Emma something. She's called
Emma News.
Emma Newsness.
Yeah. All right, so you're with me then. You think it's rubbish, the gender pay gap thing?
I think pay should be attached to merit.
I'm reading
and
my gender bias book
performance.
now and getting woke. Sorry, I cut you off then.
And experience.
What's the gender bias book you're reading?
Invisible Women, it's called.
Oh, this is a recent book. When did this come out?
Last year, I think.
Who's it written by?
I can't remember her name. Carolina something Cortez.
What, is she a psychologist or something?
I think she's some kind of academic.
Right, vague.
From the way it's written. I think she has an academic background. He won like the Royal Society Award for Science last year.
The book one?
Yeah.
Right.
So it is basically a long kind of research paper is the only way I can describe it.
What's
written in that
the main theme of the book?
There's loads about gender bias. So it's
what's that mean?
So she sets it up. I've only read 70 odd pages of it. So the first part of it talks about the data gap basically for women, in that a lot of scientific papers find it hard or just don't recruit women as part of their. And she has a lot of sort of research to back it up as part of the participants essentially. And then she just goes on to loads of different things about sort of how women are overlooked in various different things in terms of design. So the last one I can think about is urban design, and the particular
Urban design is in designing city centres.
Housing, the one I can remember is parks. So basically somewhere, she talks a lot about Vienna. It seems that Vienna since the early 90s has sort of been quite proactive about gender bias, and one of them they were looking at is sort of girls from the age of 10 stop using parks and play parks and things like that. So they wanted to look at the reasons why that would happen. And essentially what it was is that when you get sort of like the age of 10, boys start to dominate like the equipment essentially.
Physically.
5.
Yeah, physically. And also
holding go.
When he went to sort of like courts and things like that, you know, like basketball courts, football courts, things like that, enclosed spaces, they found that they had small entrances, and then people would congregate on the entrances, and they would find that the girls wouldn't go through, basically groups of lads that were waiting there. So all they did is they basically segmented up the parks a little bit more, so they had lots of different areas, and they made around sort of like courts and things like that, they had wider entrances and more of them essentially, and it just increased usage of the parks essentially.
So they're saying the reason why women are underrepresented in urban planning is because they get bullied out of playgrounds when they're children.
That was one part of it.
Right.
It's a small part of it, like 2 pages. It's like an entire chapter on it, essentially. It's the only thing I can remember. There's loads of stuff about it, but it all kind of related back to people who run those kinds of sectors tend to be men, and they don't see it, or they just don't look for it, essentially, as to why participation from girls reduces from that age, essentially.
Now, that doesn't mean that the people who are hiring are
Didn't say that.
discriminate. No. So where's the problem then?
Well, it's basically that's why it's called invisible women.
Why?
Yeah, but
why are they visible?
Because
They're not there.
nobody's looking for them, essentially.
But they're not applying for the jobs. Is that not it?
We're talking about parks, though. You're talking about jobs.
Yeah. Yeah. The problem is they discriminate. This is why they're underrepresented.
Why?
You're saying that they're underrepresented in urban planning.
Well, no, their concerns weren't considered, is the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they're not using parks.
Well, that was one bit of it, yeah.
So I don't use a lot of things.
I don't use parks.
I don't expect to be consulted on them.
Yeah, but it was quite a significant drop-off from the age of 10 for girls. And then that has a knock-on effect in terms of health, mental health. So obviously more obese if you're less active, increased prevalence of mental health issues through lack of activity, things like that, confidence and stuff. So improving that then basically, or improving participation in use of parks from girls at the age of prepubescent girls decreases the chances of longer term health conditions. So therefore it provides a saving to the public purse.
What's the cure for this problem?
Just have entrances on fucking courts and shit. for that. I don't know. There's too many things in it for me to give a concise sort of thing. But all she's doing is just identifying these things and good practice around the world, essentially, of how to improve.
Oh, right. So what are things
accessibility
doing right then?
Well, that was one. That's the only one I can really remember, to be honest with you.
How far? You haven't finished it yet, have you?
No, another one was to do with oh yeah, there's something she was talking about. A thing that she goes on a lot about is unpaid work. So a lot of research says that women, even if they work full time, do more unpaid work than men. So that's like childcare, care for adults, household things, housework, shopping, all that kind of things. And she said, there's some research as well, she's loads of research in it, that says that a woman's unpaid work increases 7 hours per week when she gets married, essentially.
Really?
And also when a couple get married, a man and a woman, it's always, despite whether or not the woman works part-time or full-time, the woman tends, on more times than not, that they take on more of the unpaid work, and the man's unpaid work reduces, essentially.
I think that's changing, though.
Well, she said that. She said despite, but the evidence sort of is the contrary in terms of research. It is changing.
I think the path of direction is right.
But the other thing as well is that she talks a lot about, not just here, but around the world. So there was, I think we talked about it on here, about this women, well, we've not talked about this specifically, but women, when they travel, tend to do lots of broken up journeys, essentially. So they go, instead of just going from work and back again, home. So they
go to the shop.
Yeah. So they go to the shop more, or they go and see the nan, or they go and see the mum, or they drop the kids off more often than not, apparently, to childcare and things like that. So the journey's quite broken up. And they were talking a little bit about how, like, safety and the usage of travel and things like that, and a lack of consideration as to what makes women feel safe using public transport and things as well. But there's loads of stuff in it. It's far too much for me to kind of remember and talk about.
The problem is that men and women are different.
Yeah.
Quite different. Mm-hmm. So you're not going to have an equality of outcome. It's impossible.
No. But she's not talking about an equality of outcome, is she? She's talking about the other thing.
Just trying to improve things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's talking about sort of, this is why it comes back to this invisible women thing. It's more about sort of raising awareness, isn't it? And we talked about sort of, if you look at anything through the prism of gender bias, you'll find it. But if you don't look for it, you won't find it, will you? That's the thing, the counter argument. And the whole point of a debate is that you start talking about something and then something changes, doesn't it? But
yeah, it's like, I think it's trying to cure a problem that is incurable.
I don't think it's necessarily incurable. I mean, another thing they talked about was in terms of, it was like a tiny, like a paragraph on it, was quite interesting, was some countries, in terms of pensions, so women, because they take on more kind of care work and things like that, they miss out on making pension, national insurance contributions.
Yeah, so they retire earlier.
Well, no, they were saying that in some countries, I think it was like Brazil, some other South American country, somewhere else, for every child that you have, because obviously that generally relates to reducing hours, doing unpaid work, you get like 1 year's free national insurance contributions or pension contributions for each child, essentially.
Well, they already get a better deal on pensions.
Well, because they retire earlier.
And they live longer. I mean, you talk about...
Is that not becoming the same now?
Like it's shit to be a woman and stuff. At least you get to live longer on average. We'll be dead sooner than you, so buck up.
Yeah, but is that down to genetics or lifestyle choices, and over the types of occupation that men and women go into?
Well, possibly.
But she was also arguing as well in terms of occupation that women go into more kind of stressful occupations, civil services, care work, health sectors, which have statistically more kind of stress and mental health issues attached to them, and that has an adverse impact on their lives. But
as opposed to what, like firefighters?
I was going to say men, yeah. Men
yeah, but that's quite a niche thing, isn't it?
No,
more men. Just pick 3 jobs out. I'll just pick 3 jobs.
That's sectors, isn't it?
More men die at work than women every year.
Yeah, I would say so.
So that's like a negative thing, isn't it?
Mm.
I don't know. There's so many ways of looking at it. It's like,
why can't we all just get along?
It's quite interesting to read, though.
Yeah, I'd read that. How long is it?
300 odd pages.
All right, that's not too bad.
Quite big pages, though.
Yeah. I'm reading one at the minute, and it's 250 big pages. I thought I'll mince through this. It's only 250 pages. Fucking hell, I've been on it nearly 2 weeks now.
It's quite dry. Her writing style's quite academic. There's a little bit of kind of, you can tell that the editor's gone, we just need to shoehorn a little bit of, levity in there.
I was listening to one of Jordan Peterson's presentations this week, and he was talking about writing and about how you write sort of 10 times more than what you expect, and then it gets edited out. What's Beyonce doing?
I don't know.
Why is it?
Beyonce, isn't it? That?
Is it? No.
It looks like Beyonce. Now you said it. I was wondering who. I thought who's that fit lady?
Drinking a martini.
Why she posted that picture? Steph, why have you posted that picture?
I don't know.
Are you doing? Is that what you're doing now?
Mm.
Awkwardly drinking a martini.
Oh, she's back.
I don't know. So it's going on.
Are we done with gender?
Are we done with gender? Let's end it.
When Steph's saying, "All right, yeah, we're finishing now."
No, you dick.
All right.
We have another listener submission.
Oh God.
From Peter, first time submitter, first time producer.
Peter, first time submitter.
Peter Pumpkin Eater. Tortoise with species-saving sex drive returns to Galapagos. The giant tortoise, whose legendary libido has been credited with saving his species from extinction, is to return to the wild on the Galapagos Islands.
Wow, do you boys think you could step up to the plate if that was
and shag loads of tortoises?
Yeah.
To save the species.
Save the species.
That's the mouth! His head was in.
So you're the only man. So there's some sort of nuclear holocaust. Now, how many breeding females do you need to restart the...
just all of them.
All right, then. If you could pick 5, who would you pick, Ben?
Breeding females?
Yeah.
Obviously,
in this scenario.
Obviously, your wife.
Yeah. Number 1.
And then four secret girlfriends.
4 random people.
Who would you have? There's 4 random people.
Yeah, just whoever's interested.
Who's desperate enough?
All of them. Because you're the only fucking guy on the planet.
Whoever gets here first.
Now you've got to remember.
Get there firstest with the mostest.
And you've got to remember that statistically, one of them will die in childbirth.
Yeah, because we don't have medicine anymore. Going back to the Stone Age. Yeah.
So
it's maybe 10. Maybe we should go for 10.
So 2 die.
Oh, I feel like I'm killing people off now.
Just have 4 and then no one dies.
Are you going to give an answer or not, Ben?
No, because I think in that situation, I don't think I'd be that fussy.
I'd be fussy about that.
Saving the species, got a job to do.
Who would you have, Matt, if you could pick 5? To repopulate, go forth and multiply.
There's a really hot, I don't know her name, Latina lady in...
Works in your office?
Yeah. It's in a film on Netflix. I think it's called... It had Ryan Reynolds, Latina.
Sorry, I'll probably take Ryan Reynolds. He'd be number 4, I think. You might get bored with women, love. You might want Green Lantern.
Scarlet, probably Scarlet.
Bojangles. Scarlet Bojangles.
Yeah, just for her husky tones.
Has she got any kids?
Yeah, I think so.
You got to think about whether whether these
Okay.
people you're selecting
Age,
exactly are
all right. So they've all
How old's Scarlett Bojangles?
mid-30s, I would say.
Oh,
and if you're only picking
prime.
5, then you would expect to have multiple children with them to save the
I
species.
thought you were going to say you got to get them young. Then.
No. But they've got to be able to take multiple childbirths, haven't they? If someone's pushing,
If you're being scientific about it,
yeah,
you want.
which I always am.
Yeah, you're suggesting that you want. Yeah.
And then
technically you're correct, but that wasn't the point of my question.
Should you think
And
about the
then
genome? Should you go diverse as well
listen.
to maintain diversity?
Let's just take a step back from this as a thought experiment, and then sort of consider ramifications of having 5 girls
at once.
Ooh. Yeah.
And then you have to have sex with your own daughters, which is awful. And then do you then get your sons to have sex with the sisters? And then before long, you're in the
Burnley.
What you would have to do,
you're fritzling everyone.
No, because
there's
there's not just 5 women on Earth and you.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
point.
is that it?
Yeah,
then
we're
you'd have
restarting
to-
civilization.
You would only then you'd have to do the maths and you'd have to procreate with 4 of them, and then one is
It's a
kept
spare.
aside who will still be of childbearing age when one of your male progeny becomes of
for
childbearing
20
age,
years.
and then you can kind of dilute the gene pool a little bit more.
So that's how Noah did it.
Don't know. He had a lot of animals on board, didn't he?
I only know one of you 5, Matt. Scarlett Johansson.
No, that other girl as well from that film that I don't know the name of.
From your office.
It was on Netflix.
That doesn't help.
She's really fit.
Okay.
How old is Scarlett Johansson?
35-ish.
So she's not one you're going to be able to save.
Well, yeah, but she's like a grandma, isn't she, with the other ones? Who's that there?
Kelly Brook.
That's the dog from Rick and Morty.
Snowball.
The dog.
Give me back my balls, Summer. Give me back my testicles, Summer.
Where are my testicles?
What was he called?
Snowball.
Snuffles.
Snuffles.
Oh, was it?
Snuffles was his slave name.
Yeah, Snowball was the cat from The Simpsons. So that's 3.
I'm just looking round because I can't really. Nobody. I don't really do this anymore. I don't get FHM. I'm not like a teenager.
You don't look at women anymore in the same way.
No.
I think most of these are probably pushing 60 by now.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Never mind.
Well, that was a good segment.
Ricky Gervais hosted the Golden Globes this week.
Did.
It's quite funny. I hope he's opening 7 minutes.
I've got a clip.
Yeah.
Here we go.
If you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and...
Fuck off.
Fuck off.
Yeah, it's the 5th time he's done it.
Mm.
He said it's the last time this time.
This is
He says that every year.
It depends if they double his money again.
He made a joke about Chris Rock. Not Chris Rock. Oh, fuck me.
The other-
Comedian. He's massive now.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. Because he got knocked back from the Oscars job because of some historical tweet, didn't he?
10 years ago saying he didn't want his child to be gay.
It was a joke, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, he made some hay out of that, I think.
Well, he said in his...
The amount of times I've been asked back.
Yeah, well, no, he just said in the opening... His opening gambit, basically, he said Kevin Hart was... Something along the lines of Kevin Hart was knocked back from the Oscars because of offensive tweets he sent. And he just said, hello.
Mm.
Literally what he said.
Who's he saying hello to?
The Oscars.
Oscar.
The Academy.
Mm.
The Academy.
I was shocked by a story this week, a little bit. I don't know anything about it. I bet Matt does. The Bet365 football matches.
I've read about it. Something about, is it something that only certain matches have been put on the websites or something?
No, it's the fact that they're on, isn't it? You have to place a bet in order to watch the game.
Oh dear.
Or sign up, pay a £3.50
You have to have an account
membership
don't you?
to watch the matches.
Right.
It's all over football now, isn't it? Betting.
Oh, it's like in between.
Half the shirt sponsors are betting companies.
Yeah, there's that. But also in the adverts, I notice.
What's it called?
Ray.
Fucking Ray.
Yeah.
Ray Winston.
And it changes as well. So it's live in, as well as like sort of saying like it's live odds. It literally says, so say if it's like 2-0 to Liverpool, it usually is.
Even when they're not playing.
Yeah. It says, and then it says, I'll give you fucking 4-1 on a special offer. If you put £10 in your account now, you can't. It'll be fucking 2-1 at the end. Something like that.
Steph has just message. You have to place the bet 24 hours before you watch the game.
Oh, that speaks the word of an addict.
So you've got money riding on it. You're watching a game. You're getting into it. I've bet on football before, and it's much more interesting watching the football game with money riding on it. Yeah. However, if you're putting a bet 24 hours, you've definitely got money riding on it, and you're more encouraged to go, oh shit, I've done both teams to score or whatever, and I've won that bet. So now I may as well. I'll put an extra $5 on like 50 corners or whatever the other little side bets are.
You're suggesting that gambling's addictive?
I am.
Wow.
I am.
Do you want to press Skinner's Rats?
Skinner's.
I'm not on the.
Oh, wow.
I'm not on the right.
Fucking hell.
Oh, I've got a pop-up ad now. It's a fucking nightmare. I hate this thing.
Yawn.
I'm just going to get it wrong.
Me too.
I haven't got it turned up. I'm terrible.
Oh, no. Donald Trump.
I don't think I even got it.
Oh. No.
That's climate change. Who's he called? Skinner.
Skinner's. No.
BF Skinner.
That's Brexit. No climate change. That's us off Facebook.
Yeah.
No, I can't. Why have I not got Skinner's Rats on there? Oh, fucking hell.
It's on here, isn't it? Oh, there it is. Too late now. A moment's passed.
Yeah, I've lost the context.
It's on repeat. What's BF Skinner famous for, Matt?
Behaviorism.
He's rats.
And he's rats.
What did he do to the rats?
He put them in a cage.
Electrified.
It was a random reward, wasn't it? Yeah, the random reward, the treats.
What's
again? Oh my god! I've got to explain it again.
Oh my god!
So, if you put a rat in a cage and it presses a pedal for a treat, and you press the pedal and a treat comes out, it gets quite bored of doing that.
Right.
But if you put a rat in a cage, and when it presses a pedal or a lever, and a treat sometimes comes out, the fucking rat goes mental and keeps pressing the thing over and over and over and over and over again.
This is why we get addicted to gambling.
Yeah.
Because of the random reward.
Yes.
Yep.
Shit.
Yes. And can be applied to a variety of different things.
Like?
Social media, for example.
Oh, so this is where if you put a post up
or you scroll.
You're looking for the likes.
Well, no. It's more, I would say it's more the scrolling. So you scroll and then something pops up that you're interested in, you click on it.
Piece of chicken.
Yeah. And then you scroll again. Bored. Oh!
And what catches your most people's attention, do you think, on social media? Is it a bit nosy?
Yes. Ooh.
What? I don't know what you're doing here.
Your life's fucking shit. Those kinds of posts.
Christ, you went to the nth
Well,
degree.
yeah, because it's not. Yes, that's what most people. In fact, my wife has just come off social media actually as a New Year's resolution.
How did you do it?
She chose to. Fuck. So all I did was
so lucky.
She's an avid listener to the podcast, obviously.
So what?
I've been off since October. Cold turkey. I remember telling you guys about it.
I've not heard of. I've heard of Twitter. Not heard of
Ben,
Cold
no one
Turkey.
cares about you.
Fuck off. That's why I came off social media.
There was no reward. No reward.
No.
It's not random anymore.
It was literally an echo chamber. Hello. Hello.
Friends one.
None.
So your wife's given up.
Yeah, she has. Yeah.
And what did she see as been a benefit so far?
She's not really described them to me.
Oh.
We've been too busy making love.
Have you had any? Have you noticed any benefits?
Yeah, I told you I read other things instead. That,
No, I mean in your wife behaviour.
No, she's just the same. She reads other things instead on her phone.
Right.
She's still on
swapped
Reddit.
it.
I think, as far as I can tell, yeah.
Still on Reddit.
She has been. Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, I think. She didn't class that as social media.
No, I don't either.
I do.
The thing is, the screen being a time suck, in it. That's a good first step. She substituted it for something else.
Yeah.
And then it's getting off that, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just have so much more time on your hands. For me,
I've noticed that I've started reading more books more. But
Yeah.
I think that might be to do with me not working at the moment, though, as well, and not being as tired.
Do you watch less TV than you did 2 years ago?
I'm probably doing it a different. I think I'm just cramming it in. I'm watching television, to be honest with you. I'm just
You
doing.
are?
I'm doing it. I'm watching the same amount of television, but I'm also, when we go to bed, I'm reading for like a half an hour every night.
It's great.
Nearly every night.
It's great to tie your eyes out.
Yeah.
For bed.
Well, I found the opposite effect. This is very rarely happens with books. It has happened occasionally, and with that, this is going to hurt book. That's the NHS one, the Secret Diary of a Junior Doctor kind of book.
I want to borrow that one. Sounds funny.
She's supposed to be reading it, but she's not started it yet. And it was making me feel excited. Not excited. I wanted to read it. You know, like when you're watching a TV series.
I mean, it was a page turner.
And you're getting hooked on it. Yeah.
It doesn't happen very often with me, though.
No, and I just read. I could have read that in like a day, probably.
I'm usually reading out of a sense of obligation.
Oh God, I need to learn
Tell you
about
what,
the obelisk.
That book I lent you by that travel writer, that was a page turner. The Polish guy. I found another one at St. Catherine's by him.
All right.
I've not got to it yet.
It makes a difference because this gender bias book is quite an interesting topic, and what she's writing is really interesting, but she's
So
not
dry.
Yeah, it's quite dry. And then there's like the odd kind of right on
Woke.
Yeah.
Wokeness.
in it. It makes you go a bit.
Goes a step too far.
Well, a little bit, but it's not like I'm going to throw it out the window, right?
No.
It's a hardback as well, so I don't have many hardbacks.
I'm reading a book about the secret teachings of the mystery schools. It's by Manly P. Hall.
Oh, yeah.
Manly P. Hall. Manly P. Hall. It's by. You heard of the ancient mystery schools?
Is that something to do with
P-holes.
behind you?
Who's Han Solo?
No. The medallion.
Jimmy Page?
The medallion.
The I am a god.
Yeah.
I have
Third time
Agamotto.
lucky.
I have Agamotto.
Yeah.
No, you heard of the Oracle of Delphi?
Delphi.
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 No.
As in,
Trust me on this.
As in a Delphi.
No, there's no A. The Oracle of Delphi. It's where everyone used to go to find out ancient wisdom. And there was initiation ceremonies. Emperor Hadrian was an initiate of, I think, the Oracle of Delphi.
So we talk. I thought oracles were sort of like commonplace in the ancient world.
Not particularly, but there was like 4 or 5 who were the world beaters, the most famous. And Oracle of Delphi was one of the top ones.
And where's Delphi?
It's either in Greece or Anatolia. Anatolia, I think.
Right.
But there was this. It was like a fissure in the crust, in the earth.
What was it catching?
And it let off this like steam and weird smoke. And the oracle.
Oh, I thought you mean fissure.
Fissure, yeah. And the oracle sat on like a tripod.
Sure.
I thought it was a fucking guy. He went to go and see this famous fissure.
He would have said angler, wouldn't he?
Woody, though,
I don't
is
know.
a bit common. It's a bit sort of construction-y.
Angler, you know, a guy who draws angles.
An angel?
Who was the main angle guy?
Gerometers?
No.
Pythagoras.
Pythagoras.
He was an angler.
Yeah. The square root of the hypotenuse.
Pythagoras.
There's some of the equilateral triangle.
Yeah.
That jazz.
Have we got anything else to get through?
I want you to finish that story.
What are you talking about?
What you were talking about.
The physio.
The Oracle of Delphi.
Oh, well, it's not much to say, really.
She sat next to a fisher.
Above a fisher on a tripod. made of gold.
You mean a rod rest?
A three-legged chair. And it was like wrapped in pythons. The legs of the tripod.
But they're dead because of the fisher.
Yeah, there was sculpted pythons.
Oh,
of
right,
gold.
okay.
Wow.
Do you think it was just painted gold or gold leaf?
Do you think he was just tripping balls?
Yeah.
No,
it's part of the initiation. You had some of that sort of, what's that, wahoo juice.
Well, there was several levels of initiation.
I bet there was. Like fucking Scientology.
Like Freemasons.
Yeah, the more you pay in.
3 degrees, isn't there, Freemasonry?
Yeah, that's why they call it Freemasonry.
I think you're an entered apprentice, then a mason, and then a master mason, I think.
Were you ever entered as an apprentice?
No, but I have told you before about when I was sexually abused at work.
Oh, yeah.
Touched on the bum.
Someone touched you.
No, worse than that.
I was you on the cock.
I was in the cabin, and my boss made a comment about my backside being particularly inviting, and he got a long spirit level and rubbed it up my inside thigh to my balls.
Wow.
And then give it a little jiggle and had a good laugh. And I laughed. I thought it was funny.
Did you ejaculate?
No.
Doesn't count then, you're all right.
That's probably classed as sexual assault.
I reckon so.
I found it funny. So I wasn't bothered.
So maybe you should put in a historical, if things get bad.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen.
In the electrical business, when it gets autonomized.
What if he's a billionaire now?
He's not. He's been bussed twice.
Is he?
What, for sexual harassment?
No, proper Jack the Life. No, just robbing people. And going bankrupt and bailing out on big contracts.
Oh, really?
He had a reputation, for being a shyster. I remember, I think I got my first wage check and it bounced.
Was this your
£67?
Was this your first
week?
First apprentice?
Yeah.
Shit, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. First wage check, £67 for a week. Going to Manchester every day.
Yeah.
And it bounced.
Oh no. And did he run like a big contractor kind of thing?
At that time, there was just me, him, and a subby.
Right. Okay.
But he did get big.
Really?
And having apprentices, and they all got fucking potted and all the rest of it, went bankrupt. Used to drive around in. You remember when it was the BMW M3 convertible?
Mm-hmm.
No, not an M3. The smaller one. The
Z4.
Z3.
Z4. Z9.
It was a Z4. I remember him having a brand new one when they first came out.
Looked like Batman car.
It'll be a Z3. Your apprenticeship was a while ago.
Probably, yeah. Might be a Z3, yeah. But yeah,
a hairdresser's car.
It was a hairdresser's car. A bit like a Mazda MX-5.
Or a MGTF.
Oh, yes, you did have a hairdresser's car.
I did. I've had several.
What
other hairdresser's car? Renault Clio. Is
that a hairdresser's car?
I reckon so, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Jaguar.
Papa Nicole.
I've heard. Jaguar's not a hairdresser's car.
Yeah, it is now.
But it's a dentist's car.
No, dentist's too sensible to have a Jaguar.
Yeah, Saab is a dentist's car.
If they made them anymore.
Or a fancy Volvo.
Our drummer had a Saab. I think it was like a 9.3 turbo or something. A monster machine. And he was loving it, like, it's fast as fuck this. I think it's 2 litre diesel or 2.4 litre diesel. And we were coming out from band practice one night. And there was me, the drummer, driving, the bass player. And we had PA speakers in the boot. And we pulled up on Ring Road, and this Vauxhall Colibri pulled up next to us and started revving his engines. So Chris, the drummer, starts revving his engines too, getting, I'm going to fucking have this guy. It's a flying machine, this Saab. And lights turn to green. Vroom, we went off like a fucking bar of hell. He couldn't find second. This Calibra is flying past us. He never lived it down.
No.
You made an ass of yourself.
Mm. Do you want to just, in the final 5 minutes, taste my wife's lemon drizzle cake?
Yeah. Is this made today? Freshly baked?
Fresh. Can you hear that?
I can hear the what do you call that paper?
Slightly damp baking.
If it was
cheesecloth.
Baking greaseproof paper. It's called, isn't it? I think. Oh, I think it's slightly condensated in my car. Sorry, it's a bit damp. It's a bit damp in there.
Well,
how's the crumb?
Oh,
Phil looked at it and went, I'm not sure about this.
Looking at the icing.
It's not icing.
It's lemon drizzle.
Yeah.
Good.
Phil likes it.
I like it.
Yeah. I thought, because I'm reading this gender bias book, I thought I'd bring back Women's Corner and Bakery Corner.
Why is she going to get out for him?
No, she'll be asleep by now. Oh. She's a woman.
You shouldn't do that anytime.
Yeah, I know.
You can do it Facebook Live.
Right. Okay.
We need some more female representation.
We do need to get females on the podcast.
We've only had your missus, haven't we?
Yeah.
And that was brief.
Yeah.
We do. We're not as woke as perhaps we could be, but
no, we need to get more woke.
Probably a good thing, that.
This room is a non-woke space.
Why are you saying?
Oh, I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
Why is it non-woke? Because I appreciate the female form.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of, I don't know, to be honest. Just stuff.
Masturbatory aids.
Is that what you would call them?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't get to the Labour Party leadership.
Well, you fucking you fucking had a list.
I have got a list.
Yeah, you said, "Are we finished?"
Well,
did I?
Oh, Ben, you've got cake in your beard.
What time is it? It's 10 o'clock now.
No, fucking hell, we're on for ages.
Tell you what I watched this week on YouTube. A debate.
Oh, God.
Masturbate.
Boris versus Beard. Have you seen this?
Mary Beard? No, I've not seen that.
So it's Greece versus Rome. And Boris is representing Greece and Mary Beard is representing
When's
Rome.
This from? How many
when he was mayor.
Okay.
About 2015, something like that.
Okay.
It was good. Interesting.
Yeah.
He's not... I know he comes across as an idiot, but he obviously can't be an idiot.
His persona is a buffoon, one of a buffoon, but he went to Eton and he got into Oxford, didn't he? So.
What?
So, he's probably clever.
It was good. I enjoyed it. Because I'm into that them periods anyway. But I like Mary Beard.
Mary's Beard.
It's good. She won. Rome won.
Right.
They took a vote on the way in. It was like a big auditorium. It was stunning. Took a vote on the way in, and like 33% supported Greece, 33% Rome, and then 33% didn't make their mind up.
Do you know what? It just reminded me then of the Christmas lectures.
Where were they?
I didn't
see them.
I didn't look into it this year.
Oh.
I normally do. See if
I
there's
looked
anything of interest.
3 times. I looked at the TV listings. Couldn't find them.
Maybe they're not doing it anymore.
Because normally on BBC 2 at about 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. And it's a highlight of the Christmas schedule. Is it not?
Schedule. Schedule.
Either way. Is it a case of the
BBC 4?
BBC 4. Banished.
What are the episodes for 2019?
Yeah.
Christmas like
down, Ben, down.
Me.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the actual.
Yeah.
Right.
Look, it was just there.
8 p.m. 26, 27, 28th of December.
Okay.
The Hidden Power of Maths.
Anna Fry.
Doesn't sound particularly interesting, does it?
Maths. Is it just her doing it?
Yeah, usually there's several, isn't there?
Yes, different. I thought there's normally like 3 different topics.
She's presenting it.
Oh, is she off Rutherford and Fry?
Rutherford and Fry, yeah.
Oh, Dr. Hannah Fry. It's quite interesting. Did you ever listen to this? The Curious Cases from Rutherford Fry on BBC Radio 4?
No, no.
They're good.
Idea. What are you talking about?
It's like they investigate shit, like phenomena.
Real crime, or is it like?
No, like interesting things.
Tomorrow's World.
Science.
It's a bit like what's that Cox and Robin Ince one?
The Monkey Cage.
Yeah, a little bit like
a tiny bit. That's
it's
more
not,
kind of. This one. So one was this was. Is it called in that you was talking about when the man who's mistook his wife for a hat? I'm gonna get it wrong. It's like prosopagnosia, so you can't recognize faces even. So that basically one of the things was they were talking about that, investigating that a little bit.
And that's on Radio 4.
It's only like 15 minutes long.
I bet there must be a podcast of that.
There will be.
I think so. Yeah.
Good.
Oh.
Right.
We're gonna play some Destiny.
Yeah, if we can get out of here by like in 10 minutes, then we come home for 10:30. Destiny on in 5 minutes until midnight.
Oh.
Ben's shaking his head.
You've got to be up early in the morning, have you?
I do.
Why? Masturbating.
Check the bowlers.
What's always masturbating?
Got to look. I don't know. What fucking you're the one with hairy palms.
No.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh my God.
Like a judgment day and terminating. More like.
Right, let's go. Fucking hell.
All right, see you later, guys.
Whoa, it's loud.
Sorry, Ivan.
Jesus Christ.
Turn us down.